Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at putting on the halftime show, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name's Ben.
And my name is Isaac. And today it is, for you who are sports fans, the greatest day of the year so far.
Is that how it works? Like, if you like any sport, this is
Well,
the day?
my thinking is I think this is the first, championship this year of the professional sports. So, in 2024...
Although it's kind of like... Because most of the season, I'm assuming, unless they started in January and ended now,
No, that's not how football works.
Most of the season probably was last year.
I think it could be that way.
So some people might think of this as like the ending of the sports year.
I know it's one of my favorite times of year because as soon as today's over, it's after tomorrow is over, people will stop talking about sports a lot less for the next several months. Because yes, you'll have basketball and you'll have baseball and you'll have hockey. But people don't care about those as much. Like, the big American sports are done with for now.
Especially here and there. Like, there are people, in, like, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Or, like, anyone near...
the cold states.
The cold states.
The northern...
They only care about
the ones that brush elbows with Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to.
Because they have to, like... Because it's a Canada sport.
Yeah, it is.
And they have to be like, well, we're better than you, Canada.
Exactly, which is an important thing to prove.
Yes.
Like, it's not hard to prove, but important.
Right.
For those people who are like, well, Canada's just like a colder America.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're worse at everything.
Whereas that's the problem with football. No one else plays it. So who are we proving wrong?
We're not proving anyone wrong.
We know we're the best at football.
This is like the continuation of the Civil War in America.
Mm-hmm.
We've agreed not to kill each other anymore. For now.
Right.
But, the feelings of the Civil War carried over. So they had to invent football for people to get out that
you're basically saying this is the real life version of the Hunger Games?
It's the closest we've got.
Okay.
That's why it's a bit more violent than some sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you get all the districts together.
Like hockey is clearly just like a war between us and Canada. That's why there's so much punching and slashing and hitting.
Like that's a truly violent sport.
This is we don't want to. We've agreed not to kill each other. At least not quickly. It's like a very slow concussion-related death,
right?
If any.
See, I like sports like basketball and baseball. I don't really like any sport, but
yeah, thank you for clarifying. We are not sports fans.
I like the fact that sports like basketball and baseball, there are other countries like Japan especially that are like big fans of them, but like they acknowledge that they can't compete with us.
Yeah.
They're like they think of us as the heroes of the...
Yeah, like the best you can hope for in those countries is to one day come to America and be good enough to play on an American team.
Yeah, on one of the lesser teams.
Yeah. Exactly. So it is good that, sports are there, I guess, so that America can be like, we're the best at sports. And football's good because we're like, which state is the best?
Right.
And somehow it's always like, what do we got now? We got California. Yeah. No, they can't win. We've got Kansas. That's where Superman's from.
Yeah.
So
they should win.
Just on principle.
Yeah.
Right? Kansas is better than California.
Yeah. I don't think you'll hear anyone disagree with that statement.
So I guess what we're trying to say is, who's doing the halftime show?
I think it's like one of those guys.
Usher.
Yeah, like
name's Usher.
Like one of the guys that
the guy who
brings you to your seat at church.
Yeah,
passes out the
communion and the offering basket. Yeah, those guys are the ones. The family members in weddings who are like, they're not quite like you're not quite close enough to them, or they're not quite close enough to your age to be like bridesmaids or groomsmen,
right?
So you make them ushers to be like, I still care about you. You're just not
up here.
Yeah, you need to be out there, not up here.
You don't have a face for the photos.
The main thing I know about Usher, I'll tell you the two things I know about Usher. I know that he trained Justin Bieber, so we have him to thank.
Yeah, but I'm guessing his
Justin
music
Bieber,
is like choir. Like a bunch, like choir boys all singing.
No, It's like gangster choir.
Oh, okay.
But not that. It's like a weird.
Because like why is he called Usher if he's not even associated with the church?
I'm not really sure. Maybe it's his actual name.
Oh,
it's probably not. All rappers and pop stars, they have names that are like like Eugene.
Yeah, like you would be embarrassed to have the name.
Yeah,
which is why they go by.
His actual given name is Usher Raymond IV.
Like, did he legally change it, or is that like he on his birth certificate?
Yeah, it's got a fourth next to it, unless he added that to the birth certificate.
Well, people do weird things.
Yeah, Usher, in case you're wondering, is Latin for river mouth. So isn't that something?
Interesting.
Yeah.
How is that associated with bringing people to their seats?
Well, I think it's like, they flow them in this direction over to where they need to go,
with their mouth.
With their mouth.
Obviously, river mouth refers to like the start of the river.
You chase somebody mouth first. They will go away from you, and you can kind of steer them.
Yeah, that's true.
You have enough people like bent over, lips, mouths out in front, like
they'll go where you want them to go.
They will not go where you are.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And if you make a complete enough circle, they will go exactly where you want.
Right in the middle, herded your guests.
Yeah,
herded them.
Herded
like
by
a river mouth
river.
Yeah. But that's not the point. The point is Usher, the man, the myth, the man.
Right.
That's how they say it. I don't know if he's quite a legend. There's like, did you hear the legend of the singer named Usher?
Well, maybe like
he dies in like a.
He trained Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's like the legend of Justin Bieber's teacher, but no one thinks about who he actually is.
When they make, how they make movies all about like Bruce Lee, and then they have like the movies all about Bruce Lee's teacher.
Mm-hmm.
When they start whenever they start making movies about Justin Bieber, be like, and then they'll be like, and if you like Justin Bieber, here's the man that trained him.
Yeah, but it'll be much more disappointing movie.
Yeah, it'll be much more. There'll be less fighting.
Unlike Bruce Lee's teacher.
Yeah, he was just better than Bruce Lee.
Yeah, those were great movies.
Sweet. Go watch Ip Man.
Yeah. I think there's like 4 of them, maybe 5.
At least 4 now, and they're all great.
Yep.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about Usher or Lips or Kung Fu. We're going to talk about the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
Because every good Super Bowl, people... See, here's the thing for us not sports people.
Mm-hmm.
We hate the Super Bowl. But they get you in by promising things. Not us, because we don't care about music much either.
Yeah.
Like, me more than you.
There has been halftime shows that were worth watching somewhat.
Yeah.
But not in recent times.
Not in recent days. The halftime show nowadays is like a concert.
Mm-hmm.
Mini concert. There's usually, like famous people and dancers and lights and something crazy. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that gets the Super Bowl is the commercials. For some reason, this is the only time of year good commercials are allowed to be made.
Well, because they're paying like $1 million.
Yeah, but that's not even.
They may as well make it good.
Like, that's why there's celebrities in Super Bowl commercials.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also the only time of year that they do good writing in commercials.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that was funny, that was interesting, that was clever.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the year is like they try to make the commercials as boring as possible.
Right.
This is like when new commercial characters get introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's going to be like a new State Farm guy and a new Progressive girl and like a new, like all these.
Although, in my opinion,
the Geico is going to be blue suddenly or something.
The commercials have also been lackluster last few years.
Apparently all I can think of too is insurance company commercials. Why are those so famous? But yeah, they have been lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
But, there'll be at least one that you're like, that was funny.
Maybe.
Ish.
We'll see.
Haha, like a quick chuckle around the water cooler. When you have to make conversation with people on Monday morning.
Right.
The type.
Yeah.
But the point is, no halftime show can hold a candle in the wind to our halftime show, which is why we are going to be releasing today's video right at about the time halftime is going to be. So you can make a choice. If you're not an Usher fan, which, let's be honest, When's the last time you met someone and they're like, I'm a big Usher fan? You don't. People almost forgot. That's the other thing about Super Bowl halftime shows is like they're like, oh, who's doing the halftime show? Usher. Oh, I forgot he existed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where'd they dig him up from? You know. Yep. So, but we're
telling them now is kind of pointless.
What?
That we're releasing this at halftime.
Well, you're watching it at halftime.
Yeah.
Because you saw on your phone notification, including you are a new subscriber this week. Wink, wink, kiss, kiss.
We noticed you.
We love you.
Subscribe.
Don't unsubscribe. But we're going to be putting on a halftime show of our own because the last time we checked, the artists that they say do halftime shows are like musical artists. But we're thinking once we have our hotel and once we have all the fame and the galleries and the adoring fans, they will ask us to do a halftime show.
Right.
So this is like I don't want to say an audition because this includes maybe less fire or less. And I plan on having fire. I think,
like, the halftime I would say that our show fits more closely in the comedy category than the music category.
The comedy arts.
Yeah. Like, why don't they have comedians do the halftime show? That would be so much better.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Than musicians.
Yeah, I think it's all about like building up hype, though. And comedians.
I think comedians could build up hype.
I would much rather watch the halftime show if it was a comedian than if it was Usher.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Now, SpongeBob. If it was SpongeBob.
See, that's the thing I was just thinking. They played it up once a couple of years back. Like they were going to bring SpongeBob in and have him do the song. The song that SpongeBob sings at the halftime show.
Champions or whatever it's called.
Yeah. But then they like never really did. They like teased it, did a little tiny thing with it. Everyone was disappointed. If they had SpongeBob doing the halftime show, everyone would watch. Yeah. Just for that.
Yeah.
Like a whole generation.
I might even watch the whole Super Bowl just to watch the halftime show.
Yeah. The point is, though, you're not watching the halftime show right now, and you're wanting us to do art, and it's been a long time. Like, you're wondering at this point, like, is the game coming back on?
Yeah, I am wondering why you haven't started drawing.
Gosh. We were just talking about this downstairs, too. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, is it a requirement of yours to wait 10 minutes before you start to draw?
It was just good times.
Like, you can talk while you draw.
Yeah, I can. Okay. So, at the Super Bowl halftime show, what do you have to have? You have to have like a stage, right?
Yeah, that's usually what they do.
So I'm thinking, why don't they have more bowl-shaped stages?
Like an upside-down bowl?
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, if they're standing in the bowl, it's harder to see.
Yeah.
You know?
Although that would be funny if there's like a whole Super Bowl show that you can only watch if you're not live. Like people are paying hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands of dollars. Yeah. To like watch.
I mean, that's what happens when people go to like Taylor Swift concerts. They pay thousands of dollars and they're like, you see that dot down there? That's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and it's like if you would have just watched it on TV, you would have had a better experience.
You would have, right? Like, I've never understood that. Like the concerts that they sell tickets to where you're like back behind the stage looking at the back of the musicians and you're like, who buys those tickets? Right. What kind of immoral humans sell tickets like that? You know?
Yeah.
Halftime show.
Or even like when you go to lots of sporting events, they always have like the big screen. And it's like you just watch that because it's a better view than the view that you have that you paid for the tickets.
Oftentimes that is true. You know? This is our person.
It's like a potato chip?
Yeah. No.
No, okay.
You'll see. We'll come back to them. Because what else you got at the Super Bowl? You got fire, right? I was already talking about this. When we put on our Super Bowl halftime show, there will be flames.
Like the only person we'll hire other than us is a pyrotechnic.
Yeah.
Who will just be constantly pushing the fire button.
Yeah. Like, you will feel our art. Like, the paper will be on fire, potentially, you know? Like, but that's what they want, the people.
I think we should, like, figure out a way to, like, make black flames, and then we could, like, use the fire to to show what we're drawing.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
So you have like white flames and then like black flames. And you like draw our drawing as we're drawing it in the flames.
See, we've never performed live art on stage before.
Yeah, we have.
When?
At my brother's graduation.
Oh yeah, we did.
When we were jesters.
We were jesters, and
we did a portrait of the king.
But I mean, like, we don't have people like surrounding us. What I'm getting at here is I want to be able to do my art and then like take my ballpoint pen and kiss it and throw it to the crowd, and they like beat each other up trying to grab it, and then it's on eBay the next day for like $1 million.
Yeah, we've never like performed for a crowd.
Yeah.
We've done it on stage once.
So anyway, this is the Super Bowl stage.
Soup. That just says soup.
That says
Oh.
Super.
That's real far apart.
Yeah, well, it's cool. We'll get him to chant it or something. Soup. When I say soup, you say Soup. Bull. You know.
Okay.
That's the kind of Super Bowl halftime I imagine. And then what's this year's Super Bowl? Like, you know, this is one of the only times in human history you have to know, or modern history, you have to know Roman numeral.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they used Roman numeral quite a bit in history.
Yeah, but like in modern days, this is like, you know, this is like the week of the year that Roman numerals is like trending. Like, it's like a top Google search because people are like, Louis, what is that?
Yeah.
This is when the people are like explaining to their children, like, long ago in the land of Rome, they used to use these for letters.
Yeah. This means 58. Notice how it's 1 million characters and not 2.
Yeah, we did it better. Which is what football is all about.
Yes.
This is basically like, yes, Rome. look at this. We're taking it.
Our gladiators are better than yours.
Yes, they are. Anyway.
How far can your gladiators throw a pigskin?
Yeah. Not very far. Here's our performer. I don't know why you can see the 6. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it's going to be half of a 6.
Like, this is...
He wasn't born symmetrical.
Nope. This is like his whole body, though.
He was born from an unsymmetrical clock.
Yeah, he has like those fancy shoes. You ever seen a celebrity who goes to the Super Bowl? Like how they dress? You're like, who dressed you? Like, not my mom.
Yeah,
my mom would stand for that.
Probably not their mom either.
But anyway,
does he only have 1 foot?
Yeah, this is halftime.
Right.
You know how, like, seriously, you want to be invited to perform the Super Bowl halftime show? Become a musical artist and name yourself Halftime.
Yes.
Who's performing
and
halftime
dress
show?
like this.
Yeah. Who's performing the Super Bowl halftime show? Halftime.
You have to remove one of your legs, or figure out a way to tuck it in. Like your arm, you could tuck it into that outfit. I don't know where the leg is.
Yeah. That's not important.
I don't believe that he can move that mic to his mouth.
It's not important. It's like a prop. It's not meant to be used. It's just his microphone, you know? There's Halftime. Doesn't he look cool? You know?
Yep. Is there only fire on one half? Like, is there like, really only like one half of this show?
Yeah, see, like fire on one half. His half.
Yeah.
Halftime does everything in halves. Like, he does half a halftime show.
Yeah.
You know?
It sings half a song.
Half a song. Like, see, you could build a musical artist around this idea.
Yeah.
You know, like every song ends abruptly.
Yeah, like halfway through a sentence.
Yeah, he only releases half an album at a time.
Like you've seen like the verse and then the chorus, and then you've seen like half of the verse again and end it.
Yeah. You have like half a pepperoni pizza here. And the other half is over here. I don't know why. I think it's because growing up, every Super Bowl, my dad would make pizza. But it's like what I associate with.
I mean, it's a common thing to just like order a bunch of pizzas for a party.
No, but like he never ordered them. It was always like he made them. Because ordering pizza on Super Bowl Sunday is like impossibly hard.
Yeah, because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, pizza is the cheapest thing that you can buy that feeds a large group of people. Like you could get like a big sandwiches or whatever, but those are more expensive than pizzas.
It's true.
And also worse. Like if you had to choose a sandwich or a pizza.
I'm gonna turn this upside down for this part of my drawing.
What is this?
It's not what.
Who is this?
Yeah, it's a woman, clearly. A woman
just like hanging.
Yeah. Her hair is like
oh, why is it so strand like just thick strands
okay,
of hair?
I'm sorry, I'll make it thinner. It's just
well, it's the fact. Like if you can see the individual hairs, it's too thick.
Okay, just go with it. It's hair. It's all. It's a variety of pastas. Spaghetti, angel hair, linguine,
Yeah,
it's a variety. It's gonna be the hairstyle soon. I'm told.
To have this thicker and thinner hairs.
She's not pretty in this. She's supposed to be.
She has like square eyes. Like, is she wearing glasses?
I don't think she was expecting the hanging part to be quite so.
It messed up her eyes.
Yeah, like all the blood rushes to your head, right?
And
like,
turns them square.
Maybe. Her arms are like
spaghetti.
She's dizzy.
Real thick spaghetti.
I don't know what happened to that. Her arms are...
there was a clear thumb, and then the pinky also became a thumb.
Anyway, this is Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, from now on, football is going to be about football, but it's also going to be about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So she's there. You know how, in crazy shows, they have someone who's, suspended, up in the air on... Mm-hmm. This is going to be Taylor Swift's entrance to the Super Bowl.
Why is she being lowered upside down?
It clearly has been... I don't know if this was the plan. I don't know if, I don't know what's going on here. Neither does halftime. Halftime's just over there doing his thing, and there's Taylor Swift.
So if he does half of the show, is she going to do the other half? Or do they perform together for half?
She was supposed to come in for the second half, but some wire broke. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. And I just realized there should be fire over here. For comedic purposes.
Comedic purposes.
Because if this year has taught me anything with sports, it's that people would rather talk about Taylor Swift than they would about the sports. So Taylor Swift catching on fire during the Super Bowl halftime, if that happens today during the Super Bowl, no one will talk about the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
Not that I'm saying I hope that happens.
But if you want publicity,
yeah, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. You know, like they say, no publicity is bad publicity.
This is like a for sale sign. tag on the bowl.
Yeah, he bought it half off.
Super Bowl. This is so boring looking. Maybe I'll give it like a ridge. Because like, think about potato chips. Ruffles have ridges, and that makes them interesting.
I don't know. Is that a ridge? Like,
it's like
I don't
choice.
I don't understand the bowl anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looks like it's like cut in half and we're looking into it now. Are these like butts?
No, they're clocks.
Oh.
I don't know how they're floating. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they're suspended from the sky too. Maybe they're like balloons.
Does it just so happen that the hands of his face would have been on the other half? Like he doesn't have?
Yeah, he doesn't have hands on this.
Okay. Those clocks, are those wiggly lines the hands? And it's like 6 o'clock?
Uh-huh. No, they're just like cracked down the middle. That's what it is.
Okay.
This is the other half. It's the other half of the... This is like... I don't know why singers feel the need to have backup dancers. Mm-hmm. I think someone went to a show one time and was like, I paid all this money to see one person? And they're like, right. Well, what if you saw a bunch of people you don't care about dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You know?
Just adds
I've decided these are hanging.
Okay.
I don't know how that was.
Are they humanoid or are they just clocks that are hanging?
Like hanging half
so like his like background dancers are just like
they wiggle,
sway and wiggle.
They wiggle.
Like there's someone up there on the strings just like pulling them.
Yeah, they're like puppets. They wiggle. Those are wiggle lines.
So I want to know about the lore here
of halftime.
Halftime, yeah. Is that what he looks like, or is he in a costume?
No one knows.
Okay.
It's kind of like that mouse guy who wears a mouse thing on a marshmallow head guy.
But like people know. So that's not how he was born.
But like in the future, it's gonna get more serious than that. You're gonna need more. You're gonna need more. And that's what this is. People aren't even gonna know if it's like human. You know?
Right.
They're gonna be like, "What is he? Like, is there a man shoved in there? Is it a one-legged man in there? Yeah. Is it a robot? Is it a hologram? Is it an alien? Like, that's the expression he has all the time, though. Like, his lips don't move.
Right.
It's just sound comes out of him into the microphone that he holds up the air. It's just how...
Like, he talks out of the top of his head.
Well, no. There's like a wiggle to the lip.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. But I would watch this guy. This is what the people want.
Depends on his music.
It's
for me.
It's like techno-y, but also pop, but like country, but also there's rock.
Yeah, I don't think I'd listen to him.
No, yeah, it's complicated. I imagine it being techno-y mostly. Poor Taylor.
Yeah, mostly because of the way she looks.
Yeah, well,
like being caught on fire has nothing on those arms.
All the blood rushing to your head.
Like those arms and those eyes.
I don't think the eyes are that bad.
They're square.
Yeah, well, so is half-times.
No human's eyes are square.
I'm just saying this would be this would be a much more talked about halftime show than whatever's going on right now. So anyway, I'm happy with that halftime show coming soon. Not as good as if you and I were performing, but nothing will be.
Right.
If you want to see us perform the halftime show next time, please write to the NFL at nfl.pobox.
Do you actually know there?
.po box .58 NFL.
They change the PO box.
I'm looking at it.
Do they change the PO box every year?
Address. NFL mailing address. Strange. It's not like listed. Well, I guess okay. So just do mrfootball@nfl.com. Email him.
Mr. Football.
Yeah. So we got I mean, this is a pretty good halftime show, right? Like it. How many halftime shows are themed?
I think most of them are actually.
Yeah, but not like they don't match halftime show.
Right? Yeah, they're not themed after the halftime show.
Yeah, like they're confusing. You're like, why is that woman riding a dragon?
They don't.
Like.
They don't even theme it after like they don't do like 58.
No.
Or Chiefs and who else is playing?
49ers.
49ers. They don't do like a
last year we drew the Eagles and the 49ers. We thought about doing that again.
I thought it was the Chiefs. And the
Eagles.
Yeah, not 49ers.
Chiefs and Eagles last year. Sorry, that's how much I don't know sports. I do know art though. Yep. Let it never be said that we didn't know art. It can be thought. It can be provable.
That we don't know art.
But don't let it be said. Don't let your lips utter this truth. No, we know art. Mm-hmm. Okay, see, I'm buying into the propaganda of the whole world that we don't know art. We are the only ones. There's a couple others. We've given them shout-outs on the channel. There's very few who really know art.
Mm-hmm.
The cantaloupe slice.
Mm-hmm. It's very important.
Yeah, I would eat. Oh no, actually, I was gonna say I'd eat cantaloupe at the Super Bowl, but cantaloupe is one of the very few fruits I don't enjoy.
How disappointing!
I mean, it is actually because you go to fruit plates always have cantaloupes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to be that person who's like, I really do like fruits. It's also the last fruit on the fruit plate always. Like strawberries and blueberries and pineapple always go first.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's melon.
Right. I like pretty much all melons.
Yeah.
Like my favorite one's probably honeydew.
What are you doing? You looked at me after you you looked at me for a response when you said honeydew. You don't normally look up when you're drawing at me. A music note writing
I was thinking.
Oh.
And
I'm sorry,
you were just in front of me.
Is this a music note riding a skateboard?
No, this is a foot.
That's really creepy, actually. But again, if I can have half a clock perform, you can have a foot.
You know what? I'm gonna say that this is also halftime. I'm gonna draw halftime.
Like the dude I just introduced.
Like this is
halftime.
The same guy is performing.
That's right. You heard it here, folks. Halftime. Coming to a Super Bowl near you. It needs to happen. Yeah. Make this happen, people of the world.
And then, for some reason, a 6.
Yeah, it's complicated because it's not half a 6; it's more than half. So people argue, like, wait, you see more than half?
It's his square eye and his unchanging expression.
It wiggles.
Yeah, it wiggles. His wiggling expression.
Yeah.
Then, but he's not holding a microphone this time.
Oh.
He's got something else in his hand.
I'm already quite impressed that he's skating.
Yeah, he can skate. He's something you didn't know about him.
He's holding a giant pen.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, no, this is a jug of... how should I write it? Right here.
What is it?
It's half and half.
The official drink. You know how many milk commercials there were when we were growing up?
Yeah.
Why are there no milk commercials now?
I don't know. Maybe milk doesn't need commercials anymore.
Yeah, maybe they just sold enough milk.
Yep. Like, well, and like, I think part of it is just like when we were growing up, it was literally like the commercial was for milk.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a company. You know what? Like it was just like
true. Like
it was Big Milk. Like
yeah, it was. Like who was paying for the milk commercials? Big Milk.
Yeah.
You know, like all of the
milk companies got together.
The milk unions united to sponsor like Michael Jordan drinking milk. You know, like that wasn't cheap.
You guys have to drink milk.
Yeah.
We don't care whose milk it is.
Guilty that I didn't like drinking regular milk. You know, because I'm like, man,
clearly you have to.
It's probably why I didn't become an athlete. I saw all these athletes drinking milk, and I was like, I guess I can't be an athlete. I don't like milk.
Yep.
Chocolate milk was fine. Strawberry milk was good. Regular milk, even to this day, is gross.
Mm-hmm.
Like in stuff, sure, you put it in cereal. Now it doesn't taste like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of just like tastes like licking a cow.
Yeah,
maybe not that bad. Like a clean cow. If you licked a clean cow, I imagine it would taste the same as milk.
I love milk.
I know. You guys growing up at your house, you and your 4 siblings,
mm-hmm.
You guys went through like a gallon of milk every meal, I feel like.
Right.
Like I remember helping you guys more than once bring in groceries, and it was just mostly milk. Like you guys your parents really bought into those commercials.
No, we just all liked milk a lot because milk is great.
I can't agree with you, but I can agree that they need to bring back milk commercials. Maybe today during the Super Bowl there'll be milk commercials. Mm-hmm. Halftime, be there. Although he only sponsors half and half. That's like milk. It's like milk.
Yeah, I mean it has milk.
It's like when whole milk isn't enough. You know.
Yeah. So obviously this is
11:30.
No.
You know.
Like it's a half an hour. It's
on the half. What are those?
They're zeros.
Oh.
Like
they were ones. Now they're not. So half.
Yeah, well, I realized that
Does he perform for exactly like the second he appears on stage? They
start to count down to
a half
an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got halftime with this half and half and a half hour, right?
Yep.
What else we got during the halftime show? See, this is what I was talking about. This is proper branding for the halftime show, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I'm basically just going through. I typed in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through the alphabet.
You need like some fractions or something.
Yeah, like like 1 over 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do you like draw 1 over 2?
You could have just stopped before the 1 or 2. How do you draw?
Such a good question we've answered it many times on this show.
We haven't really asked.
We just do it. But we're not good. We're not good at it. Let's draw over here. See what I know there's a coin that's $50.
Yeah.
But
those are cool.
It's always like it's like there's multiple different versions. The version I remember
had a big 50-cent sign on it.
No, it had that girl that showed, what was her name? She showed
Sacagawea?
Yeah.
I thought she was on $1.
I'm pretty sure she's on the $50.
I feel like in our modern 20th century, they couldn't put Sacagawea on a $50 because they'd be like, well, why didn't you get the full $1?
Yeah, because all she did was show people how to get through the Mississippi. It's not that important.
She was $1.
Also, I was wrong.
She looked prettier than that, and that's saying something because she was on a coin.
Well,
she also didn't have a tumor.
In this world,
was that her baby?
Yeah. In this,
now I feel bad.
In this world, she.
That's cute.
In this world, she's on the $50 because I've already drawn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over there. It's being propped up by
like a giant $half on stage. What is that?
It's a 1
over 2
over 2. The 2 is smaller. It's being propped up by a 1 over 2.
Wow.
Sign.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see this. Like I'm looking at this
so
list.
We've got halftime
of like
in a half pipe,
half
drinking
things.
half and half for a half hour with a $half.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty decent.
Yeah. Like see, I'm looking at this list. There's like half double crochet. How I don't even know what that is enough.
Come on, man. Everyone knows the half double crochet.
I put an E, right? And there's half evil. Wonder what that is.
What? Half evil?
Oh man, I search D&D stuff way too much. Cuz like everything I'm searching is just like D&D related.
That's interesting. Your phone really knows you.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, by the way, like Ben, the half
goat,
double
half
crochet,
man.
it's a stitch that's taller than a single crochet stitch because it has an extra wrap in it.
Oh, an extra wrap.
An extra wrap, right? It makes it that much taller than a single crochet.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird because it should be half. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's half double. So it's like...
Just know that it's taller than a single crochet stitch.
Right, but probably less than a double.
I don't know about the double. I know about the half. Okay? Like, I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, like you got $half. You got like you could do like the half glass half full.
Yeah. So like I'll have just in the middle here. I'll just be like a glass. Yeah.
Uh-huh. There's so many halves.
Big old glass.
Every time halftime performs, there's like another thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just like keeps adding stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like perfectly half.
Like he's already half of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this clock have like a
border. Like my bowl. It's just as straight too.
Yeah. The way borders should be.
Yeah. It's called like vintage at that point, you know?
Yep. It's like they
do a half bathroom bench, draw a toilet and a sink. No shower, no bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Half bath.
There's no bathtub in this. Sink and
it's
toilet combo.
Gosh, this guy would be so
like why is it even there?
You could totally do that. Yeah, but no, people get it when halftime performs. You know, like
you've got the half. This is a sink.
Yeah, he's half the time of the day. Like people get it.
Mm-hmm.
He pops up on stage, and half of his concert is just you trying to figure out the things that are on stage with him.
You're like,
why is there a toilet and a sink?
And it's just like in this like room.
You know, and like his like he's during his performance, you just have someone who like comes out and uses the bathroom and watches their
yeah.
You have someone who like goes and takes the money and spends
You have like
someone who's drinking.
You have this, and it has like glass, and then it's like a little bit like you can't really fully see.
Kind of like cool glass that like when you turn on the switch, like it frosts over.
So like you can see him washing his hands, but like you can only kind of see.
Yeah, like they're in there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have two people over there by the water just like arguing. No, half full. No, it's half empty.
Yeah.
And a halftime concert would be so great.
And you have like this
I would love it.
Is there I bet I can find an instrument that is not called health.
Are you Googling health? Half. What's a half? You have like a half guitar.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like a. So the first thing that came up is a harp. So apparently there's a half harp.
Half harp. Yeah. No, everyone knows.
Everyone knows about the half harp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a harp. Take a saw and two harp. Half harp.
According to this, it looks like this.
Looks like a harp.
This is a half harp.
Wow. I know what the half harp's gonna be playing. I can feel it.
And it's gonna you have like musical things coming up, and
Is that a...
There's something called like a half note or whatever. Like I don't really know what it means. I think you like play it half.
So we've got halftime on the half pipe with the half and half for a half hour with the glass half full or empty. $50, the half bath, the half heart playing a half note.
Yes,
man,
this is
what a halftime show. Just that sentence feels good to say.
This is the halftime show.
This is the halftime show. Like, why is this not a thing? You know?
I don't know.
Like, it's just great. It makes me think of all the other halves that exist in the world. Like,
yep. Like, I need to draw something over here.
I know we're gonna finish this.
So I'm gonna draw. There's an old show, but see, I don't want to be too complicated because this is kind of just a thing. But there's an old show.
These are like cartoon props.
Yeah.
Prop ups.
And it's just like I never watched the show, but it was called 2.5 Men.
A half man.
So you got two and a half men. I'm pretty sure in the show is about a kid. Like he was the half man.
I think that's right. I've never seen it either.
Yeah, I know. The only thing I've ever even known about the show is that the kid that was in the show became a Christian and hates the show and tells people not to watch it.
Which is a good enough reason for me not to watch it.
Yeah. So I'm like, if he says it's bad, I'll believe him.
Let's hope all the kids watching today tell their parents our show is good.
Yes.
And then all the parents will watch.
Yep. Though speaking of good shows, did you see that our friend Wow Bear made a book on YouTube?
I did.
It's pretty good.
It is a pretty good book.
You guys should all go watch that. Look up Wow Bear.
Yeah.
Or is it Wow Bear Draws?
Wow Bear Draws, yeah. Go watch it. It's a great book. It inspired us. We're going to have to write a book. We've talked about it. You know, hotel book, whichever one happens first.
Yes.
But yeah, no. Okay, let me just say this for one last time though on here. You've got halftime on a half pipe, holding half and half. Going by that glass that's half full or half empty for a half hour, up to the $50 with the half bath, 2.5 men with the half heart playing a half note.
Yes.
If this isn't what you want from a halftime show, you're doing something wrong. You need to change your mind.
Yeah.
Because this is the ultimate halftime show.
And since it is just over 6 months till my birthday, I'm now 31 and a half.
Oh, man. That is pretty great. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the best halftime show you've ever watched. Now, like, probably, seeing as though I talked for a long time at the beginning, the halftime show the real one is probably over. I don't know how long halftime shows go for.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is how little I know.
We're at 48 minutes right now.
Yeah, but you don't care. You don't care. Yeah. You've been skipping through anyway.
You
don't watch the whole video.
Yeah, who does that?
No one.
You guys skipped.
But what I do know is that you could
probably skip that whole 10 minutes at the beginning.
I do know that you had a better time watching us draw today than you did watching some guy show other people to their seats.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that's way better than what you were hoping to get. Yep. You thought it was going to be boring halftime show, but here we are as artists to save the day.
Yes,
and the halftime show and football.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's got nothing on us. People saying she's going to say a football. Wait until they see this.
Yeah. This is what will make people watch the halftime show.
Imagine when we're performing the halftime show and people are like breaking down the walls trying to get close enough to catch my pen.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Although that might be an argument against us going.
Yeah, probably. But we'll invite halftime. He can perform with us.
Yes.
Yes.
At least for half of the time.
For half of it.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that your team does what you want, which is probably win.
Yep.
I assume not many of you were like, my team doesn't deserve to win. I hope they lose.
Not this year.
I mean, you're halfway through the game at this point. Who knows what's happening? Is it like a blowout? Like we already know who won?
Right.
And people turned off the football game? Like, are you going back for another plate of nachos? Have you had a mozzarella stick yet?
Yeah.
You know, like...
These all good questions.
Good stuff. How much guac is left in the bowl? Go look. I bet it's half empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not, then you have either not been eating enough or ate too much.
I feel like you can tell how good a football game is by how many of the snacks are left at halftime. If half of the snacks are still there, it's been a pretty decent game. If none of the snacks have been eaten, it's just like the most incredible game you've ever watched. And if most of the snacks are gone, it means you cared more about the snacks than the game, which is proper and good. So hopefully that's what happened at your party. But either way, the main event is over. The halftime show, this is where 99% of people click away. Turn it off.
You've already seen enough of the commercials. You've already watched the halftime show.
People will fill you in on what happened in the morning. If you have one of those family members that cares, they'll be screaming, and their screams from down the hall will tell you what's happening.
Is it a good scream, a bad scream?
The way they come to bed in a couple hours will tell you everything you need to know about the game. Just do your eating, get out. Watch our show.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.